All right, so as has been mentioned by Terry, my name is Mike Yorke. I'm the president of Carpenters Local 27. Proud to be here tonight. Good to be here. Our organization has been around the city for over 130 years. And we have played an active role in many of the defining issues of the day, whether it's on affordable housing, whether it's on transit, whether it's on what we do with our waterfront, or what do we do for jobs for our younger generation, our younger people. And maybe I can start my remarks right there on the jobs issues and what that means for young people in our community. As Rosario has mentioned, as any of us that have read the paper, when we look at the investment of a major private sector development such as this casino, it's in around the $2 to $3 to $4 billion mark. That's private sector investment. That's not us waiting for the government to come to the table and put money into healthcare or into transit or into our university and college sector. No, that's a private sector development coming to the city, and I think that's an important part of the important part of the way we look at it. Because you know what? That doesn't mean that that's tax money from us paying for anything. That's private sector investment. That's an important part. The 6,000 construction jobs for 3 years, I guess the way that I would look at that, that's probably comparable to something like Bridgepoint Hospital, but about 4 or 5 times the size. Or if anyone's been up on Keel Street along the 401, Humber River Hospital, it's probably about double the size of that. So that's a huge investment, and we believe that that's a good thing. It's a good thing for our industry, of course, but it's also a good thing for the next generation. Also want to speak to the issue of the 10,000 permanent jobs, because those are really high-quality jobs in a vibrant sector that we want to grow. Hospitality and entertainment and tourism and the trade show convention sector. That is something that we have in this city and has been mentioned. That's something that's already, pretty important piece of the overall economy in the sector. But you know what? We have a great opportunity to drive that. Maybe 1 million new tourists coming to Toronto on an annual basis, contributing up to $1 billion new dollars into the economy, the local economy. So that means that our restaurants, our hotels, our entertainment sector all benefit from that. And really, all of us in this room will benefit from that as well. And I guess on the jobs issue, I want to show the context in which this is happening. We're losing jobs. The manufacturing base has been hit very, very hard. We don't have to go too far. When we read the paper, we all know what's happening. You've also got Mr. Christie's, as recently as a couple of months ago, talking about closing down 550 jobs. Gone. About a year and a half ago, was a major auto parts supplier in North York area, Thornhill. Over 2,000 jobs lost on a single day on a Friday. People got their pink slip. That was a big battle for labor to try to save those jobs. We were not successful. It was also a big battle for labor to try to integrate those workers in other areas of the economy. That's what we had tried to do as well. But you know what? I want to set the context for the opportunity for thousands of new jobs. And when I speak about the young people, we had a recent discussion on Saturday. You might have read it with Michael Thompson out in Scarborough. And we had a lot of young apprentices coming. These are young kids in their late teens, early 20s, want to be a carpenter. They aspire to do something great in the construction industry. And the thing that made me very, very proud was that a former president of ours, pushing 90 years old, 87 years old, and a business representative, 91 years old, they came out to offer their support for the next generation of working people. I love that, because I said that's tradition, that's legacy, that's someone showing real leadership in the community. They want to make sure that the next generation has a job to go to. So I thought that was very important. I want to speak maybe a little bit about what we do in the industry, because one might characterize the carpenters as purely the construction workers. Well, you know what? We're much more than that. We also have, as recently as a couple of weeks ago, on the floor of the auto show, about 200 members, young men and women, installing the booths, taking the booths down. That's an area that we hope to grow. We hope to grow that complete sector. That's what we call the exhibit display, the trade show industry. Our city, and we know that because we've just seen that in the paper recently, we're now the number 4 in North America, number 4 size. My argument is, why can't we be number 4 in the trade show industry? Why can't we be number 4 in the convention industry? We're really down at about number 25, 26, 27. That's an area where we think that's very important to grow our city. And I'll give you an anecdote, because last summer along King Street, when we had a great, I think it was a computer show in the city. So I go up for lunch on King Street at, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and there was literally hundreds, if not thousands of people walking down King Street, going to every restaurant around where the Kit Kat is and Nolan's and all those places along there, and everyone had a lanyard on. You know what? That's something I want to see happen more and more and more often, where we have thousands of visitors coming to our city and frequenting the restaurants, the cultural centers, the ROM, the AGO. That's what we want to drive in our city. And I believe that this project offers us that opportunity to create that eventuality, or that's something we want to drive forward. I think I just want to make 1 or 2 more comments, and then we can just pass it on to Adam. One of the critiques that we see quite often is that the example is Atlantic City. You know what? Let's face it. Atlantic City is a tiny little city or tiny little town on the coast of the U.S. It's 45,000 to 50,000 people. So if that's going to be our comparator, you know what? Probably not going to do very well in that argument. But my argument is, let's use the right comparator. We take a look at Barcelona, take a look at Sydney, Australia, take a look at Melbourne, Australia. I've been to those places. I've seen the success of a single unit, a standalone casino with hotel and as a resort. And I've seen the life and the vibrancy that creates in the neighborhood. That doesn't destroy places. That doesn't leave a barren wasteland. That doesn't close down every other restaurant in the community. No, that brings thousands and thousands of people there that frequent the other restaurants, that frequent the other hotels, that participate in the cultural and economic life of a city. And to me, that's the model that this project is all about, and that's the model I'm advocating strongly in favor of. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I look forward to the discussion.